So let's do a bit of recap. First of all, every organization is three things, right? It's a business model, it's a behavioral model, it's an operational model, right? What does the business model do? Well, it tells us what behaviors are we needing to change in the world, and how are we going to monetize them, or how do they create impact for us? So even in a nonprofit organization, you can do this. It's still a list of behaviors that you need to change that create the impact that you want to have. That impact is profit or something else, doesn't matter, right? The business model is about how we create the impact that we want, what impact means to us. Then we have to go to our behavioral model. Behavioral model is, how do I make those behaviors more likely in the world? How do I make it more likely that people are going to do the things that I want, right? How do I make that likely? And then 3, how do I scale that, right? That's operational piece. Business model, behavioral model, operational model. Behavioral science, right, goes across all of this, right? I need my business stakeholders to start to present things in terms of behavioral statements. I need my operational stakeholders to learn how to scale a pilot and take that forward and learn from it. But what we really focus on is that middle part, the SIDE, strategy, insights, design, evaluation. What does strategy do for us? It's a really precise articulation of what we want to be true. We work with our business stakeholders to understand what behavior are we trying to change? How are we defining it? How are we measuring it? Who are we changing it for? What are the limitations of this particular project? Right? What is the motivation of behavior? Why do people want to do that? What do we want them to do? All those pieces, right? Then we're into insights. We have to understand the current state of that behavior today. We're going to look at 5 behavioral groups. Always, never, sometimes, started, stopped. We're going to use quantitative methods and qualitative methods so that we can cross-validate those two. We're going to come up with a pressure map, right? Because our cognitive model is promoting pressures, things that make a behavior more likely, inhibiting pressures, things that make a behavior less likely. Once we have that, we can go start design. This is not a free design brainstorm. We're not just generating ideas and falling in love with them. We are taking things directly forward from the pressures that we just articulated and understood through insights. So we're going to take those pressures and we're going to brainstorm, hey, what can I do to change this pressure? And we're going to use different prompts to get ourselves going in different directions, right? How could I change just the perception of it? How might I do this 100 years from now? Well, how do I flip it on its head? How would I make sure nobody ever did something with this pressure, right? All of those exercises are going to help us generate. Then we need to combine, and then we need to down select. So we need to combine those, and then we have to choose some that we're going to pilot. As we move into evaluation, we have to decide, where do we want to place our bets? Maybe it's all high risk. Maybe it's all low risk. Maybe it's a portfolio across it. We don't know. Those are business decisions that we have to make together with our stakeholders, operational and business, on either side of us. Now we're into the E, the evaluation. We have to figure out, hey, do those designs actually work? So what are we looking for from our pilot? Small. Remember, it's quick, it's cheap, it's easy. Less than a month, less than $1,000, entirely implemented on our team. The result of this pilot has to go through 3 gates. 1, were we able to change the pressure? 2, did that then change the behavior? And 3, was that behavior change big enough at an effort level that was appropriate to scale? Those are the 3 things that we want. And maybe we have more than one thing that gets through there and we'll implement them all. Maybe we don't have any and we need to go back. Because remember, creating this through line of evidence, I know what I want. I understand why the behavior does or doesn't happen today. Always, never, sometimes, started, stopped. I've designed specifically against that. Now I've piloted. I can say, oh, right, this was the right pressure, but maybe not the right thing. I need to turn up the volume on this particular intervention or try a different intervention. Oh, maybe this pressure wasn't the right one, right? We're going to fail forward through that so that we have really sustainable innovation.